day, Mei was playing by herself. Satsuki was at school and Dad was busy working. An acorn Mei found one. Their day led to a whole trail of acorns. Mei was excited. She picked up each acorn. Just then she noticed two small white pointy things. They were coming toward her for the grass. It was a strange creature she had never seen before. Could it be? Mei was curious. She followed it eagerly. It surprised the white creature and it scampered away. Wait! What do you think's in there?
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
What do you think's there? Oh no, where is he? Disappeared. The creature trotted along and then still disappeared under the house. Mei squatted down to stare at it. Behind her, something crept along softly. Another Totoro. Hey, now there are two. Mei ran after them. The two creatures quickly fled into the bushes. There was a tunnel. The tunnel led through the bushes. Mei hurried to follow the pointy-eared creatures. She lost her, got her clothes all dirty, but she didn't even notice. When they reached the trunk of a big tree, creatures disappeared. By the roots of the tree, there was a dark hole. Next to it lay an acorn. Mei shouted to get the acorn, but her foot slipped. Thud! What a surprise. What a strange place. Even though she was inside a tree, there was light shining in from above. Everything around her glowed green. Okay, even more surprising was the enormous creature sleeping there. It's even bigger than the first two she'd seen. The mysterious creature looked like a cross between a bear and a raccoon and an owl. Mei opened her eyes wide and approached it slowly. Who are you? She asked. The mysterious creature slowly opened its eyes. It seemed very sleepy indeed. It twitched its nose and then opened its wide mouth and spoke. Ah! What a wide mouth. A gust of wind came from the mouth. I'm gonna get blown off. Mei was excited. She roared too. That was crazy. Doo-doo-doo. Totoro? Totoro, so that's your name. Mei stretched out comfortably on the fluffy fur. She giggled and repeated the name softly. Totoro. Soon Mei's eyes grew heavy too. Before she knew it, she had fallen fast asleep on top of Totoro. When Satsuki came home from school, Mei was nowhere to be found. Satsuki looked for her sister anxiously. Then she found her hat by the bushes. Hey, Dad! Come over! Come here! I found Mei's hat! Satsuki peeked into the bushes and discovered it. She followed it deeper into the bushes. The tunnel opened up into a clearing. Satsuki spotted Mei lying on the ground. Mei! Mei! Satsuki called as she shook her sister. Mei woke up and peered about. Totoro! Where's Totoro? Totoro asked Satsuki. Dad found his way into the clearing too. Mei announced, I met Totoro. There was a tiny one and a big one and a huge one so big his face was like death. Pulled her cheeks to show how wide Totoro's mouth was. Come on, follow me. Mei ran farther into the depths of the bushes. Satsuki and Dad followed, but when they emerged from the tunnel, they were back in their own yard. That's strange. Mei blinked at the yard as Dad and Satsuki left. But I really did see Totoro. I'm not lying! Mei was near tears. Dad looked gently at Mei and said, you must have met one of the spirits of the forest, but you can only see them when they want you to. Let's give the forest spirits a proper greeting. She's like, meh, meh, meh. Dad and the girls climbed up a set of stone stairs. Soon they could see the big camper tree. It's a tree. Mei ran to the tree. She peered down where the hole had been, but how strange. It was not there. Totoro's gone. Dad gazed up at the camphor tree. The forest spirits don't want to be seen right now. What a magnificent tree. It's been around since long ago. The time when trees and people used to be friends and protect one another. Let's give this trio a nice greeting. Satsuki, Mei, and Dad bowed in respect to the great camphor tree. Thank you for watching over, Mei. Please continue to look after us. That evening, Satsuki wrote her mother a letter. Dear Mom, we had an exciting day today. Mei met a big forest spirit called Totoro. Hope I'll be able to see them someday too. Woo woo in the distance, the night owls. Alright. One rainy evening, Mei and Satsuki were waiting at home for Dad. This umbrella here, Satsuki noticed. She glanced at the clock. It was just about time for Dad to come home from his office at the university. Let's meet him at the bus stop. Dad's usual bus arrived at the bus stop, but Dad wasn't on it. I wonder what happened. Well, he'll be on the next one for sure, said Satsuki. It would be a while before the next bus came, but the girls decided to wait. Huh? She's like, meh. Mei grew very tired of standing and waiting. Started to fall asleep. I knew this would happen. Here, Satsuki knelt down to let Mei climb on her back. The two kept playing the deserted bus stop. Soon it was dark all around. Satsuki felt very lonely. Splish, splash, splash. The sound of footsteps grew nearer. Oh no! Someone was standing next to Satsuki. She glanced out of the corner of her eye, and from below her umbrella she could see a hairy with long claws. It was not a human foot. Satsuki fearfully raised her umbrella and took a look.
I see it, Totoro.
Could it be Totoro? Satsuki's heart was pounding as she took another look. It must be Totoro. I finally saw Totoro, thought Satsuki. Totoro was wearing a lotus leaf on his head and was soaking wet. Here, try this. She handed Totoro her father's umbrella. Totoro took the umbrella but didn't seem to know what to do. He had never seen an umbrella before. Hold it over your head like this. Satsuki showed Totoro how she was holding, and Totoro copied her. Splat, splat, splat. Raindrops spill off the tall tree leaves onto Totoro's umbrella. Splat, pitter pat. What splendid sounds! Totoro must have thought the umbrella was a musical instrument. Gwa ha ha ha, gwa ha ha ha. Totoro laughed with delight, jumping up and down. Oh no! Fun! The ground trembled and rainwater poured down from trees all around. Splat, splat, pitter pat. Totoro could have happier. Grrrr! Roared Totoro. Mei woke up. Just then a light appeared in the darkness. It's like the bus was finally coming, but no, this was no bus. It was a cat. Wait, it was a bus, a gigantic cat bus. Choo-choo, choo-choo. Meow. The cat bus halted at the bus stop, staring at Satsuki and Mei with its big eyes. It actually grinned. The two girls couldn't believe it. They were so surprised they couldn't speak. Totoro held something out. It was a small package wrapped in a bamboo leaf and tied with a blade of dragon's whisker grass. Mei took it and watched Totoro climb onto the 12 legs of the cat bus, sprang into motion, and the cat bus took off at a stunning speed past the meadows, past the fields. In no time at all, it was out of sight. Several days later, Mom got a letter from Satsuki. Dear Mom, we had such a weird, mysterious, spectacular day. Heart is still pounding. As soon as we got home, we opened the present. It was filled with acorns. Wow! We wanted to grow a beautiful forest with the acorns, so we planted them in your garden. Oh, but they just won't grow. Mei watches them all day, every day, waiting for them to sprout, starting to make her crabby. Here's a picture of Mei as a crab. Summer vacation is almost here. Please get well soon. Love, Satsuki. Dondoku, Dondoko, Dondoko, Dondoko. Mysterious sound woke Satsuki and Mei up one night. Dondoko, 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 Toro. 3 Totoros were in their yard. Totoro has Dad's umbrella, whispered Mei. We're walking right where we planted the acorns, replied Satsuki. The girls ran outside. The Totoros were performing a ritual, bending and stretching in time with the sound. Satsuki and Mei joined in. Pwah! Grunted Big Totoro, stretching up toward the sky as if to coax something out of the ground. And Mei's like, yeah! He squatted down and then grunted, Pwah! Again as he stretched up with all his might, and just as he grunted, a whole bunch of sparrows popped out. Wow! Satsuki and Mei tried coaxing the plants up. Basically, each time they stretched, the plants grew bigger and bigger. Trees. Squat and stretch, don dugu, grow. The trees shot up toward the sky, sprouting branches and leaves until finally all trees merged into one enormous tree. And Big Totoro pulled up a top and spun it into the air. The large top twirled fast. Big Totoro hopped onto the grid as if to say, "Come on!" One by one, the smaller Totoros and Satsuki and Mei jumped on Totoro. The top soared up with the wind in the sky. Dun 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 dun. Do do do. Growl Totoro. Rah! What a splendid night! Satsuki and Mei roared with glee at the top of their lungs. Rah! Mei, what a wind! Laughed Satsuki. And indeed, Big Totoro's roar was just like the roars of the wind. Played woo 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 at the top of the great camper tree. Satsuki and the three Totoros played ocarina flutes. The beautiful tones echoed through the quiet night. I hear lots of owls tonight, remarked Dad back at home. This morning, Satsuki and Mei leaped out of the bed to see the garden. Where'd all the tree go? Maybe it was all a dream, but on closer inspection, they noticed rows of small shining in the morning sun. Good night, love you.